Ready when you are.
Yes.
Number 7.
I think Finnan was about to describe how he couldn't get the attention of his Ooks back
Oh,
to
yeah.
Abard.
What was that? Was that Crumb?
That was.
Sounded like a
Did you hear that?
motorbike going past. Yeah.
Yeah.
Finnan was attempting to do the Wolf of Wall Street, ooh, ooh, ooh,
Nice, love that.
but it didn't quite
Ooh.
come
yeah.
off right.
Yeah.
And it's just like the rest of us could see it, and we could see that the Ooks couldn't see it, and everyone just kind of stood around feeling really awkward that Finnan was doing it, and the Ooks could hear it.
Bit too
And, yeah.
cringe for everyone. Yeah.
Love that.
So Nubs is kind of like rubbing his forehead, so it's kind of slightly prickly feeling in his skin, which is turning red
Yeah.
with secondhand embarrassment. But
Yeah.
that is it.
Nice.
Okay, move to Unga Bunksum and Nubs up on deck.
Unga Bungason. What can Unga Bungason do? Unga Bungason is going to attempt to play a rallying tune on the panpipes that he hasn't played in a while. And he wants to fill everyone's hearts with valor and bravery and all good things like that. So, he is going to raise the ancient panpipes to his lips. Take a huge breath. And give a slightly above average performance.
Lost amongst the wind as the cloud starts to descend at the command to bring you down below the cloud line. I imagine that you all kind of hear a flangled tune as it drifts through the skies. Enough though for you to
So I like to
spot
think-
Unga and see him.
As we're drifting through the skies so quickly, the piece of the pan flute that Unger is holding to his mouth, he's able to blow out this way, but otherwise the air's coming through the opposite end and like playing like a weird reverse tune that's kind of messing with it. Like,
It sounds like you're
Like,
someone playing a
as he's-
harmonica. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say it's just all the
wind
pipes.
rushing.
All the pipes just play at once. It's like woo, like a train sort of horn.
Yeah. It kind of sounds like a train.
Woo, sort of like, yeah.
okay, we move to Nubs
Wow.
Grimwick with Shamash up on deck.
Okay, the Nubs is going to signal like, okay, Zephyros, we're going to have to get lower and target those mages or shamans, whatever you call them in your culture. We call them mages in mine, but that doesn't matter right now. We need to get lower to strike them. Okay, and then Nubs is going to... Oh, do you want to respond first, maybe? And then I'll do my roll.
You kind of hear Zephyros as one thing I need to do, which I forgot to do at the end of the last round. So each round, Zephyros is going to roll on the shield. The shield takes 1 damage. And you hear him like, "Oh, yes, we are going down. This is fine. I can maintain this at this rate. If as long as we don't take any hits, then we'll be fine."
No hits at all. Okay, we'll try and do that. And then Nubs is going to try and perceive sort of the best path to get some good hits. Oh, Nelly.
Oh dear.
Yeah, this looks fine.
Imagine you start passing through many low, kind of like hanging clouds that suddenly start to get into your vision. Just as soon as you think you've got a
through
good
my
line,
face.
another like cloud just, or then in fact a seagull, a small natural seagull, not one of the giant kind that you've interacted with in the past, just like passes over your shoulder like ah.
Ah! Oh, sorry, I got distracted. All right, we'll try and line up another one on those mages.
Okay, we move to Shamash, Fenk, and
And
Cabradon.
Zephyros, what height are we at now?
You kind of hear him straining as he's starting to pull the altitude lower. I can stop whenever you tell me to stop.
Smash. But do we know roughly what height we're at? Not Smash. Sephiroth.
He's kind of
Use
been
your
led
eyes for the
by
ground.
you to be able to, like, in terms of the altitude loss, he can be kind of like taken down to whatever level you would like him to bring you down to. I don't know what this song is.
I'm shocked, you know, when they're in the sky on the clouds.
Well, knowing that we're getting closer to ground, Smash is going to create a major image of a Quetzalcoatlus to distract the other the people on the ground who started to look up from the castle. Although it is only 20 foot wide, it is to somewhat confuse and frighten the enemy as we get further down.
A decoy.
A decoy, exactly that.
Okay. Roll me a deception check.
$17.
Describe to me the Quetzalcoatlus as it spawns in the sky, and what does it do? What do you command it to do?
So, we all remember the Quetzalcoatlus from when we were down in that round thing trying to get up again. So, Quetzalcoatlus is basically like a huge, well, 20 foot wide, dinosaur type thing, and it has basically appeared out of the cloud from the perception of below, and it is looking mean, it is looking angry, and it is going straight for the attacking army below. So it has eyes of red. It's not quite breathing fire because it's not a dragon, but it is looking angry and pissed off and ready to take them out.
Incredible.
And it's flying approximately 120 foot away from the castle where Shamash is.
That's what one looks like for anyone who's interested. I can't remember how to post
Oh, yes.
images in here. Okay, the kind of dinosaur starts to spawn into the air. I'm sorry, does it go low?
It follows us because I can only do this for 120 foot away, so.
Okay, fine. Got it. And we didn't discuss it at the start of the round, but how low do you want Zephyros to go?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, terminal velocity of a. I'll leave this to
I was going to
Nubs.
say, if we were at 8,000, we're coming down to at least 5, right? So we can get better. Would you say that improves our chances of hitting?
I
as a
think we were
DM,
more like
you know,
we were at
something like-
6,000, weren't we? And we were going down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. So let's hit like 4 then. Should we say 4 or 3?
Or maybe lower. We're still quite high. What's that in meters? That's still like
I'm assuming
a kilometre and a half.
as we've halved our height, we'd double the chance of hitting. I'm just going off that kind of logic, but is that stupid?
No, I would agree.
Yeah, half our height then, I suppose.
Okay. Very well. The Quetzalcoatlus follows you in tandem. We move to Medicate and Salus with Abraham on deck.
So, are we going down how fast currently?
Well, Zephyr's got a lot of thinking to do.
You're going at the same speed.
What's our sync rate?
Yeah, we could probably go down to about 2,000, 1,000, still hit terminal velocity. Okay.
Okay,
I reckon at
Sure,
this stage,
sounds good.
you're probably flying as you kind of start to lower. Anyone got any nice bombers in mind that you'd be replicating the speed of? In my mind, is the Lancaster bomber, but then
I was thinking Lancaster as well.
They
We're
bomb
quite
like
fast though, aren't
25,000, but that would be the speed.
I wanna say-
would be, I guess.
A B1, is it B1 Spirit, whatever it is, right? That weird, like,
Yeah.
American...
Really
like-
long and thin.
the Lancer,
bomber.
sorry. Yeah.
900 miles per hour.
Strategic bomber. Yeah. Here we go, first.
But are we like approaching
feel like-
ground and like
I feel like G-force will be a problem. I feel like maybe a Lancaster or a B-17 might be less fatal.
Nah. Sure, yeah, we'll go for that, yeah. Let's go with Lancaster, it's a classic.
So more about 300 miles per hour top speed. Yeah, we're saying you're probably doing about 300 miles per hour.
And I was just thinking, are we approaching the ground like too fast for our liking, or are we good with that?
You're not going into a nosedive, if that's what you mean. You're still in controllable descent.
Okay.
Not too much
In
negative
that
cheese that we
case-
start lifting off the cloud as well, I guess.
In that case, I start to probably like. I will try to spend a spell slot to cast Call Lightning, because that starts to summon more storm clouds around. As in like this. Like I'm trying to induce more like storm nucleus.
Okay. It's not a skill, so what does it roll off?
Well, all clerics usually roll off wisdom.
Give me a wisdom check then, please.
Meh. So fucking average. Fuck's sake.
10 again.
11.
Oh, 11. Whoa, best roll of
11.
the night so far.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What
Next
do you
roll
do?
will be
What
9.
do you do as you cast Cool Lightning,
Yeah.
Medica? Like, how does it work for you? Paint me a picture.
Usually I start to get at least one of my hands free, but now that I'm more comfortable with it, I can use my weapon as a conduit. I start to do a circling motion, as in trying to start weaving the clouds above me into a nucleus to start generating the electricity inside there.
Okay.
And call the spirits in.
As you flail, what is your weapon called now?
It is called Stormwind.
Stormwind. As you
Yes.
rotate Stormwind through and through, the clouds at the distance don't seem close enough, but you do hear this rumble underneath over the skies. It isn't close enough to pull it towards you yet.
I still continue to do it, even though it might not have effect.
Okay, Artis. Sorry, not Artis. Eobard Helmer. If he's there.
Ollie.
Is it me, Frozen?
He seems very ill. Yeah, no, I think he is very
I think he's in a state of meditation.
in blink.
I was going to say, he sounds really fucking bored. I keep on seeing him close his eyes.
He's getting into the zone.
Yeah. Not even looking at us. Look at that. What disrespect. God, he's still there, isn't he?
It's Obi-Wan Kenobi during his fight against Darth Maul. Qui-Gon Jinn,
Yeah.
rather.
Oh, I saw an incredible edit of that fight actually the other day where, what is it? Qui-Gon does something just before he goes into that fight, and I saw someone do this thing where he almost like sees the future of everything that he's going to do. And then that's when
His
he
little,
realizes he has to
his little
die.
meditation.
It's really cool.
Oh,
Yes, he
shit.
goes into a meditation, that's
sick.
it, isn't it? Yeah, it's a really cool
Yeah.
edit.
Yeah.
Have you lads seen that thing yet of like sort of man on the street interviews, but it's in a medieval English town?
I saw the clip of that yesterday. I didn't actually listen to it. Is that in the Google VO stuff? It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I've just
Woke
seen
up,
one of
stepped in
Jesus
some dung,
on the cross
got
get
taxed.
crucified while vlogging.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What
I
the
like
hell's
that
the
too.
future going to be like? Oh my god.
But look at this. It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, it's mad what it can do now. Sorry, what were you going to say about that one, Joe?
Oh no, it was just basically the same thing. I'll see if I can link it later on. It's quite funny,
16 Pro, and
but also sort of scary how good these things are getting.
Yeah.
the wheels are fine. We're all good. We started.
If the Bible characters were influencers.
Yo, fam, they don't
God,
know that
that's insane.
God is about to BRB.
Why is Christ being an influencer?
Sam, we are with you.
Okay, I put my role in the chat. Hopefully came through.
We have
having stirred them up into a lava, Abard is going to use his persuasion to attempt to inspire the Ooks into an absolute frenzy, thinking that the bombing run is going to be the next round. So he's got them like absolutely monstrous, ready to hurl down these rocks.
Okay. 14. An average of 12. As you start to descend down, coming out of the clouds, you see a ripple of blue-white energy flashes out of the back end of the army, and you start to see these huge javelins of ice firing up towards the cloud. Arcanic magic that passes seamlessly through the air. It seeks to dispel Zephyros's shield. And you all feel this shudder as your cloud tower is shaken, as you hear Zephyros over the neural network kind of let as he is shaken around. My friends, they have power even from this distance. We must make this run count. We will descend on the vanguard. I must ask you to provide your all on this attack.
Well,
Before we start the next round, does anyone have commands for Zephyros? I'll allow you all to discuss quickly between yourselves before we move into the instruction.
So going lower is going to be more risky, but we probably can do more from going lower. But otherwise, let's just drop the rocks and get out of there, right? What else are we trying to do?
Yeah, like how low do we need to go for it to be a better benefit than where we are now, sort of thing?
Yeah, I think we don't need to go any lower.
Yeah, I think we essentially doubled our
That's
chances of hitting the targets we want to hit by getting half the distance to the ground, right?
Yeah.
Well, in
So I
that case,
think
let's
we
just
can probably
drop-
make
Dump the
calls
payloads.
and try and hit the mages and get the fuck out of here, right?
Yeah, hit the
What are we aiming
mages
for?
and hit the I think mages and the main guy are two ones that probably be best to hit, right?
Yeah, if
Sure,
you
yeah,
can,
it would help
that's what we're
in the battle,
aiming
yeah.
for.
All right, that's what we'll go for.
So as soon as we're over them, just drop.
Hell yeah,
Okay.
dump it.
A great
Cool.
howl splits...
Do we want to do any?
Oh, sorry. Go for it.
I was just gonna say, do you want to do any sort of I don't know if anyone can do any kind of distractions or protecting the cloud from the javelins coming below? Is there anything we can do to shield it? I imagine there isn't.
Probably not shielding, I don't think. I don't think we have any shield capabilities.
Cool. All I can do is my Quetzalcoatlus to kind of slightly distract, but I don't know if it'll really be enough.
We're just going to tank a few hits, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Cool.
Okay. So maintaining this height and speed going in for the run, correct? Okay.
Believe so.
Yep.
A great howl splits through the air, and you see from 3/4 back into the army the singular arm of Jarl Storval piercing through the ranks, and you see the mammoth kind of almost turn and rear onto its hind legs before he kind of turns and starts to utter commands out onto the battlefield. you start to see the garrisons divide and break their ranks. And you see the mounts start to move forward and out of the way. As we move into the next round, we start with Artis Kaimba.
Okay, so Artis is going to get back up and look now and see if there's a target we're coming up to. That's either like a siege weapon, one of the mages maybe, or the mammoth that sort of looks within a bombing distance. And he's going to get on the call to Zephyros and say, Zephyros, I'll try and guide this one in. On my mark, release a boulder. So Artis is going to investigate to see if he can spot a target that is sort of in our path that he can guide Zephyros in on.
You see two targets. Jarl Storvald or the line of mages.
The decision is splitting Artis, please. I think we need to look after ourselves, Zephyros. We're going to go for those mages. On my mark. Mark!
Damp them all!
Another opening in the clouds splits
No, not
as the obsidian boulder comes down. It flies down and you see it towering, spinning at an alarming rate as it ploughs down into the line. It ploughs through several of the footmen before it then reaches the line of the mages, and you see it take out at least two as it smashes into them.
Nice.
At this speed, you can still maintain accuracy on this target before you then go into the next section of the arm. Move to Finn and Bracefoot.
Finn and Bracefoot, in an attempt to draw more fire, distract from the castle, is going to himself turn into a Quetzalcoatlus using wild shape.
Does that break his focus on the ooks? I'm gonna say I'm happy to have the ooks just be there because I feel like a lot of effort's gone into the ooks.
Oh, is that a focus spell?
Don't know if it's
Yeah, is
concentration.
it concentration?
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. Yes, it would. It would break.
I'm happy for it to not be in this moment, just for flavour.
Okay.
They are
Or it could
so
be like a
bound
really
to this
shit.
world by Abard's workout routine that they're almost part of it.
Yeah. And yeah, in this attempt to intimidate the forces on the ground with the sight of now two Quetzalcoatluses.
Okay. 15.
Okay,
Nice.
all right.
Okay. Two Quetzalcoatlus, there's one real, one an illusion. Start to sideline each other around the back of the cloud, forming an arrowhead formation. Unger Bugson, you're up next.
Unger, kind of looking around to see what's going on, is going to check that we are in fact just releasing the entire payload. We throw. We throw now. He says, looking around to Artis, looking around to Abard.
Yes, Artis says that. Yeah, I think we're on a good line. We've got the mages in
Unger's going to
line.
use his athleticism to attempt to lob as many rocks in quick succession as he can.
17, lovely. With the 17, Unger, you find a strength within your soul as you start to ramp these this obsidian blocks from Mount Hognau itself off the side. They start to tear through the ranks. Again, seeing several bodies just falling down onto the ground. You don't know if they're dead or injured. All you know is that they have been flawed and causing disruption within the ranks. At this speed, they must surely be badly injured. Move to Nubs Grimrick.
So, are we sort of like flying across the line of the giants as they march towards? Do you know what I mean? We're sort of like crossing their marching line as we fly over now. I'm imagining.
Oh, or are we following their marching line? Like, are we perpendicular to their marching line or following the marching line?
Seems like we're
right. Are
dropping
we
I
doing
down
imagine you're
this?
still going straight
doing this.
towards them, but because no one said otherwise,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, great.
very happy for you to change course if needs be. Zephyros could
No,
quite
straight towards them's
easily
good.
be zigzagging, whatever you want it to be.
I'm going to use perception to see if we just dump what we've got left. Is it going to do lots of damage or is it going to be wasteful? Basically, that's what I'd like to find out. So, perception roll.
Unger's just throwing everything we got so far.
Yeah, that's how I think I'm going to maybe just command Zeph to do that as well. Like dump it, like 1 second between each one, and just dump, fire.
With the 21,
fire.
you see that you
Drop
are
what we
at
got
a good altitude, you're at a good speed. Anything right now is going to be accurately hitting you on a good line.
Okay, so Nubs gets a neural net connection. It just says dump it, and like it means drop one every second, and let's get out of here.
Okay. They start to fall, and from below you, you start to see smack, smack, smack. Several targets moved into the obsidian boulders are moving with such force they roll into the ranks and start to break them apart. The footmen from the front start to almost turn back to run back to their comrades' aids. The mounts start to split off even further and start to circle back to the rear of the ranks. But this division of mages takes a brutal hit. We move to Shamash, Frank, and Cabradon.
Assuming there's still a boulder or two left, Shmash is going to take his. I think it's only. Ooh, how much is it? Yeah, it's about £80 worth of the spice that he took from the giants back in the cave, and he's going to use some way to attach it to one of the boulders. So when the boulder drops, 80 kilograms of spice goes into the air all around them.
If my memory serves, this spice was extremely spicy. I seem to remember you picking up the
Very
satchel of the
spicy.
chef. Okay.
Exactly that, and there's there's 80 pounds of it.
Effectively,
like-
a napalm run.
Wait,
A little napalm run, yeah, exactly that. So that's going to go
like
down.
30 kilograms.
with the bolt. Yeah, 30 something, 34, 36 kilograms,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
Red hot chili powder.
you could just probably toss the bag at this point, but yeah, it's that heavy.
Yeah. Well, go down like with the boulder just to make sure it. Yeah.
Good idea.
Well, actually, yeah, I just guess the bag and then it can over them.
Roll for me, please. Whatever you feel like.
What do I need to do for this? Sleight of hand, maybe?
I'll allow you
Intimidation?
I'd allow you to just roll me a... yeah, it could be the intimidation. I'd allow you to also just roll a plain dexterity check if it's more simpler.
Well, I'll roll intimidation because I'm better at that.
Fair enough.
That's 20 yet again.
As it pour, where do you pour it? Do you pour it off the side? Do you pour it down a hole?
So just basically dropping the whole bag as it is, and as it comes out, the spice starts to come out, and as it hits the ground, everything around it just gets covered in a big explosion. It sort of explodes up out of the bag, all around it in a kind of quite significant radius. There's a spice
Mushroom cloud.
drops to the ground, and yeah, exactly, and then starts to settle down on like all the people around them.
Absolutely love it. With it, you start to hear these howling cries of these frost giants as it starts. You see them starting to almost try and pull it off their skin, out of their eyes. You see them falling on their knees, and it overly exposes the rank in front of Yarstorvard now, and you now start to see this kind of pool of people where they've kind of pulled away out from the run. Medico and Sanus, to you.
So, every now and then when I see Unger just shocking big boulders and everybody else throwing everything down, I'll try to determine among them anything that is like potential to hitting like high value targets inside. Most likely like anyone spellcaster or anything. And I'll try to give them extra push with winds from myself and try to get them stabilized, boosted, anything like giving extra boost on them.
Okay. What would you like to roll?
I'm not sure. Maybe wisdom again, or if so, the religion might be like giving them power from the skies type of thing.
Okay. Go for it.
Fuck's sake! I said it was going to be 9. I said the thing.
He did. He called it. Does that mean
You had a 10,
he gets
11,
another?
and a 9.
Yes.
7 as well. Wow.
That really brings the average down of this round.
Thanks,
As-
Kimmy.
As you see Medica kind of like Medica, how are you like? How are you doing this religion check? Are you praying? What are you doing?
I'm trying to be in a zone, and every time I see like a rock falling down, I'm trying to get all the elements behind it concentrated, as into like create a inverse suction and push it forward, and use the power of elements behind the rocks. Must be some dirt in my eye because I can't see them.
It's not dirt in your eye. You look out to the clouds, and you will see Medica as someone who looks lost. As he looks around him, this sense of disconnection obvious in his demeanor now. And Medica, if you think back to words that Gald said to you about a fallen god, and you now start to put a question in your mind: where is Talos? For he does not answer you when you need him most. Abod Helmer.
Are we over the general dude at this point, or are we just approaching
You're
him?
approaching him. He's next.
Okay. In that case, Abard, looking down at the ranks of giants below, nods to the Ooks and says, "It is time, my friends!" and just tries to lead them in just hurling everything they've got down on these ranks of giants. Should we be rolling unique skill every time, or can we use the same?
Doesn't matter. Not
for
this
these
one.
again. Okay.
It's the same.
Gonna use athletics again and just keep on hurling down. 27.
In Medica's despondency, Abard and the Ooks deliver as obsidian boulders start to pelt from the sky, and the final ranks of the Frost Mages are flung to the side. With an average of 18. You see the ranks start to disband from the mid-quarter, and it is so far a success in that you are starting to span their ranks through the sheer surprise and onslaught of your attacks. The numbers are still massive, but you are surely landing a demonstrable impact on their morale. Now, as an icy mist of red powder starts to plume up into the sky, Zephyros' tower plows through. And within it a monstrous silhouette. Jarl Storvard himself, clad in ruined glacier iron, astride a mammoth with fur white as death. He raises a war axe taller than a tree up to the sky. Sky scum! Come down and die! He rides his mammoth as it kind of rears on its back hind legs. And we move into the next round. And you just see what damage the tower takes, if any. I'd imagine. Okay. Okay. With this. Sorry, I didn't realise this song had lyrics to it. As you do pass through this, though, however, a lone mage fires a bolt that connects with the top of the tower. And for those of you from below, you see an opening, and you see this kind of top of the tower of. This tune keeps on coming on. And you see an opening, and you just see this kind of like white-brown surface layer opened up in the top of the tower. Now we move to the next round. I'm going to say for sense of time, this is your last round.
Excellent.
I'm going to queue up some more tunes. I'll allow you all to give any commands to Zephyros in terms of speed, altitude, anything that you would like to give him command before you exit your bombing run.
We could go into a Stuka-like dive now. Now that most of their like air defenses are down, do we want to do our full-on dive bomb run to try and maximise our damage on Jarl?
I say, yeah, aim for the Jarl. Aim for the Jarl, right? Do we have any bombs left? Or rocks, sorry. We have a few, maybe.
I'd imagine there are a few left, but I would imagine that you released the majority of your payload.
Let's try and hit the
We
Jarl
just
then.
jump all of them on the Jarl. Everything.
Everything as we can on the Jarl. Get like as close and down to him as we can, as long as we're only, 300, 400 meters above, then we'll be fine.
Alright, let's go for it.
Just 1,000 feet, I think.
Like 1,000 feet, yeah, 1,000 feet bombing run on the Jarl. Alright, yeah, I'm keen.
Okay. Move into our final round. Artus combat.
I think Artus, seeing this lightning bolt hit the top of the tower, he sort of looks around at it and then bursts into a sprint, worried about whether or not it might have hit the room Ivora and Sirak were in. So Artus is going to sprint back into the castle and up and check if what the damage to the castle is.
Okay.
And whether or not Ivora is okay. I think.
I'll either allow you to roll me a investigation or an athletics, dependent on either your speed to getting to the scene or your investigation of the scene.
Yeah, I think speed is number one priority for Artus here, so he's going to roll athletics.
22. As you run through into the tower, you run up the first story in through Zephyros' library. You run up through into the second, where Zephyros is now reducing form after Finnan's enlargement is starting to wear off and is becoming back to his normal but still massive size. You manage to scoot past him and up the stairs. You run up to the next level and you see Sirak just holding on to his mother Ivora on Zephyros' large bed, just kind of like trying to keep her still from not flying off. And as you kind of run in, he shouts out, "What's going on out there?"
Okay, yeah. Are you okay, Sirak? Is Zavora okay?
We're fine. Something happened above. Corey.
Okay, it's almost over. Only a few more minutes now, and Artis is going to quickly run up as well and see if he can see then what the damage is, or find where he's seen the damage. Like, has it unleashed Kurihi, for example? Unleashed might be the wrong word. Freed?
Might be the right word.
Might be the right word, hopefully.
You run up to the top of the stairs, and you stop. And we'll move to Finn's turn now.
Boy, I hope that explosion wasn't anything to do with curry. Anyway, who fancies a shrewdness ale? Finland says. He brings out a shrewdness ale. He chugs it down. He's going to make a constitution check. Oh, it's got a natural 20.
What I would say for this natural 20 constitution, you can help provide guidance to anyone else's role in this round.
Excellent. Kind of swaying side to side with a slightly drunken arrogance, Finnan is going to help everyone with their roles.
Hang on, isn't he in the form of a
Next
petal
round.
coartis?
I'm leaning up to... Oh, yeah, shit, he is.
A drunk dinosaur.
It's a slightly drunk dinosaur. He's literally just swallowed the entire tankard of... Yeah. Yeah, and it's going to provide assistance to anyone who needs it in the form of verbal affirmation and support from his winged form.
So guidance will allow you to give +4 to anyone's role that you choose. You can only do it once.
Okay. Excellent.
Move to Ungabungson.
So, Ungabungson. In this final approach now, Ungabungson is going to also sprint in to the tower to see what the hell that damage was in the top part and see if he can potentially help Artis. So he is going to sprint in, and using his athletics, he's going to attempt to take 3 stairs at a time. Not 2, not 1, but 3 stairs at a time.
My word.
It'll be a heroic feat if he does it.
With the 13, Ungabungson, you barely make it up the stairs halfway as you start to just slip over yourself, falling onto the stairs themselves. And Zephyros kind of looks around to you as you kind of reach his level maximum. You're unable to get there at the same speed that Artis does. And he looks around you, why you're not on the battlefield, my friend? And we move to Nubscumrick.
Right, so Nubs is going to try and line us up for the final run. So we'll go for another perception check, I suppose, on that one. Come on, man. Well, I'll take a 14. It's all right. Trying to line up on the Jarl for our last bomb mark. That was going to give directions to Zeph. Via his mind. I guess I can play this out for you. It's like, you just got to come a little bit right, and then make sure your dive angle is about, 10 degrees with the nose down would be perfect.
I imagine with the same military guidance as Jar Jar Binks on the battlefield of Naboo saying, steady, steady.
Off me on
You don't give precise adjustments, but it is enough to at least keep Zephyros on course with the 14. Move to Shamash Frank and Cabradon. You are proceeding
Mr. Zephyros, steady as she goes.
At alarming speed at this rate. There was one chance.
As we're going towards Jarl at an alarming speed, Shamash spies out the biggest, the best, most accurately pointed boulder that is pointed at Jarl. and he uses his brand new staff, the Vestige itself, to do Giant's Resonance, which allows him to cast the spell Enlarge / reduce once per day. And so he uses that and he targets it on the boulder which is biggest, largest, most likely to hit the Jarl. And so the target size doubles in all dimensions, so goes from that to like, and its weight is multiplied by 8, so that's a heavy boulder. And so he prepares that boulder for its final destination, which is hopefully the Jarl.
Okay. It isn't a skill, but I
I'm not sure
appreciate it. So give me an Arcana.
Ooh, Arcana. I'm going to use advantage for this, and 15.
15. The staff isn't something.
Although,
oh yeah, go for it.
hold on. Hold. I just need to figure out
says
this
Finnan in his dinosaur form. This seems important. You have my guidance and blessing in this matter.
It is not just your guidance and blessing
how
I
guidance
need.
works?
I shall also call on other forces. So Shamash uses his newfound power from his patron himself, the Dark One's own luck. Where once per short rest, he can make an ability check or saving throw. He can add a D10 to his roll. He can see that after single roll, but before the effects occur. So yeah, Shamash is just going to add a D10 to that.
And a D4.
No, I was wrong as Luke, but 4 and a D4. So that's 7. So that is 22, I believe.
This is the third 22
And he has gone
rounds.
very still for me.
Oh really?
Just thinking.
22.
Third 22
You've started moving now.
Sorry.
Yeah, that is up to 22.
Okay. With this, the boulder enlarges significantly.
I think Andy's still very still.
Oh no, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we got some
I think he's quite thoughtful.
lagging issues, fortunately.
Let me just see if something's
Your
blurry.
voice is better than your video, but
I
still
think
a bit
it's-
laggy.
Yeah,
Your voice
Yeah.
is
it's
laggy,
coming like
ridiculous.
15 seconds late.
I think it's OBS.
Is the
to be
right
honest.
power plugged into your laptop this time?
I'm not on
'Cause
laptop. I think it's the fact I'm running OBS and recording this.
Always worth checking.
Mm,
Is it like OBS but with ovaries?
Yeah, 'cause it's usually male that's doing it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's just
Yeah.
recording the computer.
One of us should probably learn how to do that. Or Andy should get a better computer. But maybe one of us should just learn to do it because that's cheaper.
How am I now? Any better or no?
You seem okay.
Better?
Oh,
Yes,
that's
you
alright,
can.
yeah.
You cleared up.
That's much better actually.
Okay, let's see how we go. We've got 10 more minutes to make, 30 more minutes. Okay, the boulder enlarges and it is primed and ready to go. And you release it and it fires down. Before we end the round though, as it's going through the air, this accumulation of things happening as you see multiple people running up towards the damage of the tower, the boulder itself launching. Before impact, I would ask for Medica and then Abard, and we'll finish the round and we'll see what it all does. Right.
so, me? No?
Yeah, sorry, Medica.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The sense of disbelief falling upon Medica. He is unsure what to do as he sees the end coming towards him quite rapidly. He starts looking for potential spaces to minimize the impact and land as safe as possible. So I would say I would try go for perception to look for ideal preparation for landing or rapid landing at least.
Okay, run a skill check. That you skill as most. Oh, goodness me.
Yeah.
Wind is really getting in Medica's eyes. His eyeballs feel really dry and itchy. It's tears streaming down his face. He's trying to keep them open.
Medica, you feel anger bubbling within you. This loss of connection feels like it is impacting every aspect of your mentality and your perception of this world.
Even anger is bad.
He gets mildly angry.
Hey, bud,
Like
how much?
I have
Every single one of your rolls has been between 7 and 11. That's
Yep.
it.
Unbelievable consistency.
Yeah.
Abard sees before him a enemy monarch on an enormous mammoth on a mount that's even more impressive than his own, and he knows what he has to do. And he takes one of his javelins, and he sees this guy. It's the perfect opportunity. There's never been a moment like this. And he triggers Peerless Athlete as he kind of holds the javelin behind his head, ready to throw. And as he prepares to launch it, you kind of see this. He sees this time lapse in his mind of every time teeny tiny little Abard at school threw a javelin, and he just sees this sort of compilation in his mind of himself in like different weird little PE outfits, like these massive rugby socks that are just completely dangling around his feet. Sort of the seasons change, sort of just an image of him in different days. Every time he's thrown a javelin through his mind, like everything has culminated. That this was for a reason, that he'd learned how to do this, and he'll use Peerless Athlete to get advantage on athletics checks, and we'll do a final hurl of a javelin with 22.
22.
He softly whispered to himself, "Huzzah." Just under his breath.
The fourth 22 of the round. Moment.
I'm assuming the Ooks also drop shit as well, still.
Oh yeah, the Ukes are going buck wild, throwing stuff off the cloud.
Despite the sheer number of 22s, the average is another 18. It's still good. Okay. As the tower descends downwards, the boulder is released by Shamash, enlarged. Artus, you look up at the open tower, the staircase looking up. The tower itself is open, but it is formed by this mycelial web that seems to hold the walls together. In the middle of it, you see Kurihis blade holding on as if this entangled being. And he looks at you in the eyes and says, "Oh." The enlarged boulder falls from the sky. It rolls along the floor. It underhooks the mammoth's legs and Jarl Storvard falls dramatically to the floor. As he gets upon his knee, a javelin flies from the sky, and you see it as it pierces into the skull of Jarl Storvald, and your tower passes over his head. Before you can really get a true sense of the damage done, your tower speeds off and over the army. You turn southerly and you look at the dismay you've caused to these garrisons. Disruption and dismay brought upon the ranks. Neverwinter has been blessed by this attack.
Ooh. What an attack, boys.
Good work, fellas.
After
Yeah.
saying the Neuralink.
Aspiration for Abard at stake. It's the rugby socks comment specifically.
I was imagining this time lapse of them being like way too wide for his calves, but as he gets bigger and buffer, like you just see them get slightly tighter and tighter.
Yeah.
Until they're ripping, almost.
Yeah.
Bits of calf bulging between the gaps in the armor.
As you pull out, the altitude starts to come higher up. Zephyros sounds exhausted on the neural network. I must relinquish control of this network. That is all I can do.
Before you do, Zephyros, slow the castle down. Kurhi needs our help. He's holding the tip of your castle together.
What?
It is only Kurhi to protect your castle from falling into pieces. I think if you slow down, it might help him.
Very well.
And everybody else can come and help, maybe. I don't know, really. But Kurhi needs help. He's definitely on our side this time.
The tower ascends up into the clouds again, leaving the high road. You can only hope that it's been enough for the folk of Neverwinter to either delay or downrank the scale of the attack that comes to them. And you continue to travel northly. Back to you guys. Harping in the tower.
And all we can do. Where's everyone gone?
But it's going to land back on the cloud and return to halfling form.
A slight staggering step.
Yes, slightly stumbling, staggering as he lands. Good job, chaps. Now, where's Curry? What was that explosion?
Is the Neuralink still going? Or the Neuralink stopped?
The neural link has been expired.
Yeah. So I suppose Artis can't hear this because he's up at the top of the tower somewhere.
I don't know where Curry is. Presumably in the tower where we left him.
Excellent.
Well, all is well.
Starts stumbling up into the tower.
Hey, that was a good one, that was.
What is Kurhi's situation? Like Artis like investigating as the tower's like slowed down and climbed in altitude. It's like the webbing that Kurhi was holding on to like closed back in on itself, and is he still part of the tower sort of thing?
Looking on Kurohi, you see a pained expression. His body has never looked like this before. His threads splayed out across this wall. And as you start to gather yourself and realise he's not holding this tower together, he's now part of the tower.
I'm going to get Finnan, I think.
Yeah.
Artis turns around and runs back down the stairs saying, Finan? Finan?
Yes?
You might want to go
Finish this
upstairs
gently
and see.
swaying from side to side. What's happened upstairs?
Finan
We
might need
just
your help.
smashed the giants and did a good job.
Fine job.
We did a fantastic job, yes. Can't doubt that at all. But something's happening to Kurihi.
Garhi?
Yes.
I don't trust him.
My sweet, sweet curry, my sweet summer child, Finn says, rushing up the stairs on all fours, kind of like using his hands and his feet to climb up the stairs. Almost like on all, like a monkey or something. Rushing up the stairs.
Finnan, as you race up the steps, at the concern over Kurihi, Finnan understands.
Unger's already at the top of the stairs as well, by the way.
Sorry, yeah. Unger is there as well. I imagine as Finnan kind of pushes past and gets a look at Kurihi. The expression on
My God.
Kurihi's face is distressed, and as Finnan would look upon him, he would see that his body has almost been imbued into the tower itself. The mortar, the stone, he seems to be connected into it. And Kurihi's face looks down at Finnan almost apologetically, shaking his head. Orc.
What happened, lad? You've gone all tentacly.
Finnan and Kurihi don't share a language. It is more expression. And from what he can see, this is involuntary. What has happened to him? And you see, with his splayed body being pulled apart, that presence still of the tattoo across one of his limbs, now stretched. None of this is voluntary. His mind, his being, isn't his own.
You poor bastard, Curry. It's that bloody tentacle, isn't it? Those bloody fish bastards. They did this to you. I know you'd never do anything like this, Curry. We've got to help him. Finnan says, turning around to the rest of the party. Or just Unger, I suppose, unless there's anyone else up at the top of the stairs.
I think Nubs is going to come up under his own steam. He'll be there eventually.
Yeah, I feel like Artis
think
might have
similarly-
also... Oh, sorry, Smash.
Oh, sorry, just because I think similarly Shamash would have seen Finnan run up the stairs and gone to see where the action is.
I think Artis would have mentioned it to Zephyros as well, seeing as though he's part of the castle. Curry, nice.
Abard has been shaking hands with all of the Ooks individually, like a football manager walking down the line at the end of the game. Has gone upstairs as well.
You'll bear witness to this sight at the top of the tower. Zephyros has kind of got it on autopilot as it moves further north. My God.
Zephyros, is there anything you can do to help him? Says Finnan.
This is
He's a good lad,
my
Curry.
control.
He wouldn't do anything like this on purpose.
And I believe that is the issue. He no longer controls his body. Or his
Unger
mind.
is staring at Curry. I can help him. I started this. I can finish it, he says, gripping his spear.
Imagine Akurahi looks out at you all. Oh, Gog.
It's time. Since he was infected, we knew this was a risk. Do what you need to do, Unger.
Now, wait a minute, say Finnell probably.
I feel
Hold on to what? Oh my god, what's going on up here?
I feel like this is a good time to end the session.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think Mel would want to be here for this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Can't do
Yeah,
it without him.
So as you travel northerly, I think I've gone.
Is that Andy or me this time?
Froze.
Andy, I think.
So as you
That's you. Log off. Make sure you level up. Yeah.
Let's go. Collect 2,000 gold.
Yeah, sorry
Yes.
boys. Don't know what's going
Knew
on
it.
with my internet. I can't tell if it's CPU or if it's internet. Hopefully you can hear me. If not, I'll do this just for the
Yeah, no,
recording. You have left an onslaught on the Frost Giant army. Its number still large. You travel northerly to the spine of the world, to the eye of the Allfather. This display has set in autopilot as you figure out what has happened to Korahi atop this tower under another command and force. We'll pick up from there next week.